Hello folks, we have been to New Orleans a number of times, but we never have been here for the Mardi Gras. And I thought, since I had nothing to do for February, I'd come down for Mardi Gras. But looking through the YouTube videos of New Orleans Mardi Gras, it's pretty adult. We decided to find a more mellow Mardi Gras, because it is it's a kind of a religious ceremony more than anything else, though like everything it kind of gets crazy. We checked out a number of Mardi Gras festivities and went to a couple actually, but the one that was really incredibly wonderful and just the best of all of them was the Mardi Gras at Eunice, Louisiana. And when we first got there and when we first learned about it, I thought maybe it was really the Rainbow Coalition of the Ku Klux Klan. But it wasn't. We made a trip to Eunice, Louisiana. Now Eunice is a really unique town. It was built by a guy, and his name was C.C. Dodson, and he was previously founded Crowley, Louisiana in 1887, and then he moved north to Eunice. He planned out the streets and the housing and the lots, and he named the place after his wife, Eunice. And he bought 160 acres of prairie land in the Prairie I'll write it up over here. Present population is around 10,000 people, and that's down a little bit because of COVID and everything. Down from 11,000. The city had a Fruit of the Loom factory, and that closed down around 2000. And the factory still stands today right where next to the community center where the Mardi Gras Festival begins. One of the things that amazed me that I saw outside the town going back and forth to the state park I stayed at is that there were these huge fields that looked flooded. And I thought maybe that was from a rainstorm, but there were too many of them and they were cordoned off, diked up and stuff, and I found out that they were really rice paddies, but the big money crop was crawfish or crayfish or crawdads or whatever you want to call them, tiny lobsters. They live in these flooded ponds. These farms just go on forever. There is 10,000 acres of crawfish ponds. The little red caps that you see floating around in there are crayfish traps, and they put the traps out and the crayfish crawl into them. They crawl in there and they can't get out, and then the guy with a boat comes along and pulls them out of the water, dumps them into a pan, and then puts them back in the water. So it's like really a really easy setup. Harvest the crayfish. Let's get back to the Eunice Mardi Gras celebration. It's a very popular festival, and it goes from Thursday or Friday all the way through Tuesday, Fat Tuesday. Eunice really calls it the Courrier de Mardi Gras. It's more a parade with purpose. The real purpose is to collect enough food for a huge gumbo meal at the end of the march, and they do 15 miles. Except they're all riding in carts. They're not, nobody's really running or walking it. Not all of it anyways. But they have these fantastic trailers all set up and built for comfort and convenience to go on this Mardi Gras parade, and it takes them about 6 hours. They start at 9 o'clock. They have to wait for a train to come down the tracks, and then they cross the tracks and start the Mardi Gras parade. So let's look at the video and you'll see some of this. Well, after a night of partying and dancing, it's time to register for the run, and people have to stand in line by the thousands and get their numbers. They wear numbers just like a regular run. Then they get with their trailers in groups and line up for the start of the parade. And I believe the rules this year were that everybody had to be in costume, and you either had to have an association with a trailer or a horse. So you could do either ones, and the horses kind of blended in, although the captains rode the beginning and the group followed behind. And there were 3 places where the captains would stop and announce that it was time to chase a chicken. And they'd have a chicken chase. They'd throw a chicken up or 2 or 3 and chase it around. And this is country folk here. This is not no 16-wheeler or 18-wheelers. These are just homemade trailers pulled by trucks. And it's about 1.5 miles long and probably around 3,000 people. Way up there. One of the captains So the captain calls everybody together for a prayer and instructions, and they will throw out the first chicken before the parade starts, and then they will cross the railroad tracks, hopefully after the train's gone, or maybe before the train gets there. The captain calls the group. Much of what I'm hearing, I believe, is in Cajun French, so it's the Cajun language. Party chicken. So, I hope you enjoyed that video. We had a ball. We did not follow the parade along because I didn't have 6 hours of video recording ability. And I wasn't letting Akila out. There were dogs, and he gets, real curious with the horses and stuff. So it was a lot of fun. If you ever want to go to one, make reservations far in advance, because the people that come are usually people that come from far and wide every year, because it is a special festival and project. So thanks for watching. Check out the other videos from this trip, and we'll see ya on the next video. Thanks, folks.